Pagtuunan muna natin ng pansin ang ating countdown for today.
All right, let's start off. Let's start off our countdown with former U.S. President Donald Trump. Authorities have revealed the identity of the suspect in the attempted assassination against the Republican presidential candidate. He is a 58-year-old man named Ryan Wesley Routh. Based on the initial investigation, Routh spent nearly 12 hours in the area where he was spotted by the Secret Service. The suspect fled the area after he was spotted. He was eventually arrested in a neighbor county hours after the incident. Routh was charged with 2 gun-related crimes. Trump and his family are now safe from the incident.
Ayan yung pinag-usapan natin yesterday, di ba, na way back, several years ago, ay may mga minor offenses na rin siya, di ba, mga nakulong siya, nagkaroon siya ng mga kaso. So, yung kanyang motive to assassinate Trump.
To attempt to assassinate.
Yan ang hindi pa natin alam. But for the meantime, let's continue with our countdown. Next in our countdown, the implementation of cashless toll collection along Cavitex has begun. All cash lanes have been removed along the expressway since Saturday, mandating all travelers to use RFID when paying their toll. Motorists without one are directed to the side of the road where they can pay their fees in cash and have their vehicles installed with an RFID. The Toll Regulatory Board wanted to fine motorists without an RFID last month but deferred its implementation to October 1. Yan kasi mga nakakakos ng traffic
kasi instead of lahat na mabilis na lang ang pagdadaan sa mga tollway, nagde-defer sila sa side. Ang excuse pa kasi ng iba, once in a lifetime naman kami pupunta sa area na to, why will we buy RFID?
So lahat na lang yung nasa gilid once in a lifetime.
Yun nga yung point doon, once in a lifetime, at least when you do pass, diba? And
you're ready,
you are ready. Wala naman bayad ang RFID, it's libre. All you have to do is put in the load.
Hindi ka cost of delay.
No. At least, di ba, you put in the load, anytime you need to go somewhere, ready ka na. Wala kang alalalanin ng barya, di mo kailangan kang mag-withdraw.
Bilis lang naman yan pag mag-install kayo.
Ang critical lang dyan, pag i-install daw, huwag daw masyadong mainit kasi pag dinidikit daw sa light yon, masyadong mainit yung panahon, nagwa-warp daw yung sticker.
That's why. Nahihirapan basahin.
Para nangyari sa atin, yung isang RFID natin, hindi nababasa ng system dahil nag-warp. But, ang maganda nun, if you have the RFID, you have the card, mabilis pa rin because lalabas mo yung card mo, they will scan it.
Pero ang importante dyan, yung i-mandate nga nila lahat ng RFID by October 1,
dapat lang.
Make sure din, on the other side of the fence, yung sistema nila ay maayos. Hindi yung isa rin sila sa cause of delay na hindi makabasa yung kanilang sistema. Alright, let's continue with our countdown.
Coming at the eighth spot is about Mpox. Now, 3 new active cases of Mpox was recorded by the Health Department. Health Secretary Ted Herbosa said these 3 are male who came from Calabarzon and Metro Manila. With this, the total number of recorded Mpox cases in the country has reached 18. 13 of them are still active. Herbosa reminded the public that no Mpox vaccine is available in the country. But we will receive 2,500 doses of Mpox vaccines in the coming months. Walang available na vaccine, ha?
As of now.
Sabi nga ng FDA, huwag kayo bibili kung may nag-aalok online because kung may mangyari sa inyo, walang liability.
Hindi registered sa FDA natin.
Yes, nobody will be liable. Wala kang mahahabol.
Kahit nasabihin na private entity yan, na merong
you're not
connection.
allowed to sell. Even if totoo yung vaccine at private entity nagbibenta sa'yo, bawal because wala
niyo po yung manggagaling sa atin.
Saka cleared ng FDA, saka DOH.
Exactly. So far, ngayon po, as of now, wala pang available na vaccine. Kasi merong isang spa, if I'm not mistaken, sa Makati, may sticker daw doon nakita nila, sinasabi nila, all their employees are Mpox vaccinated, which is mali naman daw yun. Okay, sige. Marami pa tayong pag-uusapan. Coming up, former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque denies being a fugitive as he continues to be hunted down by Congress.
And crew members of BRP Teresa Magbanua reveal how they endured thirst and hunger for weeks.
As I've said, we are
Kawawa
just...
naman sila, just to appease
Oo,
China.
di ba yung
Papagutumin
kinukwento
mo
nila
sila.
yung sa tubig, kumukuha sila sa tulo ng tubig ng aircon, tapos binoboil nila
Kung ikaw
para
gobyerno,
mainom
can you
nila.
stand that? Can you stand that?
Mamaya
Diba?
pag-usapan natin yan because we are just getting started, mga kapatid. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning! You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Ang aming kropek, ang aming
medyo-
tulong dito habang
Actually,
nanonood tayo ng Senate hearing.
Perfect brunch yung ganito, yung noodles and yung crotec. It's because it's not too heavy, it's not too light. Crossover noodles eh. So, habang bumabagyo, habang umiinit ang ulo ng mga tao sa Senado.
Panay ang ganun natin eh.
panay ang
Kulang
kain
yata suka.
namin.
Ito pala, suka
Pero
ba
ang
to?
bagay kasi dito pag nanonood ng hearing is popcorn.
Popcorn.
Lalo na pag sa Alice Go Saga.
Nako,
Diba?
abangan ninyo mamaya,
Anyway,
babalikan natin yung Senate
Hoy,
hearing
aside from
ngayon.
yung bagyo sa Senado, may bagyo sa Pilipinas.
Of course.
So,
Yan po ang ating kasama sa countdown today.
Oh.
Ay, hindi pa pala.
Hindi
Pero
pa.
mamaya antabayanan natin kasi we will check yung weather.
Because
diba?
nagulat-
Nasaan na ba ngayon si Hener?
Nagulat
Gaano ba
tayo
siya
ng
kalakas?
nagulat tayo around 5 a.m. this morning, Pag-asa declared signal number 1 sa Metro Manila among other places.
Right.
So biglang nag-suspend, if nagtatanong bakit late nag-suspend ng LGU, because 5 nang taas ang signal. So number 1, so automatic suspension po ang nangyari because signal number 1 hanggang grade 12 po canceled ang classes.
So ang nangyari nga, 'di ba, on the way here, we saw some students na mga galing sa school pa
Sisigawan
uwi
sila.
na.
Yung iba nagsisigawan. Ayan, let's confirm this. Go. Next.
Let's check in on our weather. Pag-asa weather forecaster Veronica Torres is now on the line. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, Miss Veronica.
Magandang umaga din po sa inyo, pati na rin sa ating mga taga-subaybay sa
Opo.
One News.
Pakibigyan niyo po kami ng latest dito po sa Bagyong Hener, Pulasan at saka sa, of course, sa Habagat.
Opo, ito ngang si Hener, kanina alas 7 ng umaga, nasa may vicinity na ng Ambagyo, Nueva Vizcaya. Ito ay nagtataglay ng lakas na hangin na 45 kilometro kada oras malapit sa sentro at bugso na aabot sa 55 kilometro kada oras. Kumikilos sa direksyong Timog-Kanluran sa bilis na 15 kilometro kada oras. Nakataas naman ang signal number 1 sa may Cagayan kabilang ng Babuyan Islands, Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Apayao, Kalinga, Abra, Ifugao, Mountain Province, Benguet, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan, Zambales, Tarlac, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Bulacan, northern portion ng Quezon kabilang na ang Polillo Islands, northern portion ng Rizal at ang northern portion ng Metro Manila. May mga malalakas na pag-ulan din tayong inaasahan dahil nga dito kay Hener at sa Habagat. So yung mga malalakas na pag-ulan because of Habagat sa may Palawan, Occidental Mindoro, Aklan, Antigua at Negros Occidental kung saan asahan natin yung heavy to intense rains. Moderate to heavy naman for today due to Habagat sa nalalabing bahagi ng Mimaropa, Western Visayas, nalalabing bahagi ng Negros Island Region at sa may Bicol Region. Sa malalakas na pag-ulan dahil kay Hener, for today sa may Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, Apayao, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Ilocos Norte at Aurora. Heavy to intense yung mga yon at moderate to heavy for today dahil kay Hener sa nalalabing bahagi ng Cordillera Administrative Region, Cagayan Valley, nalalabing bahagi ng Ilocos Region, Nueva Ecija, Bulacan, Quezon at sa may Rizal area. Inaasahan na nga natin na by today, mag-exit na ng landmass itong si Hener at lalabas naman ng PAR between tonight and tomorrow morning. Yung binabantayan naman nating bagyo sa labas ng ating PAR na si Pulasan, posibleng pumasok na ating PAR tonight at mananatili lang ito sa loob ng PAR hanggang bukas ng tanghali. At yan munang latest mula sa Weather Forecasting Center ng Pag-asa, Veronica C. Torres.
Yeah, Veronica, so you're
Yes.
saying by tomorrow mid-afternoon onwards, medyo clear na ang weather natin. Tapos second question ko, Veronica, kasi nabanggit mo sa yung area ng parang Canlaon ata, may ulan doon. So ano po epekto nito sa bulkan?
Yung unang question, so asahan pa rin natin kahit lumabas ng PAR etong si Hener, posible pa rin maging maulan sa Metro Manila sa mga susunod na araw dahil dahil pa rin sa habagat. And then sa Negros Island region naman, inaasahan pa rin natin may mga malalakas pa rin nga tayong pag-ulan, 50 to 100 millimeters of rain today. Sa Negros Occidental, 100 to 200, and the rest of Negros Island region is 50 to 100. Kaya need pa rin nga natin na mag-iba yung pag-iingat sa areas po na yan.
Okay, thank you, Pag-asa weather forecaster Veronica Torres, for joining us.
All right, let's continue with our countdown.
Placing 6th in our countdown is about online child abuse. President Bongbong Marcos vowed to improve the administration's efforts in combating online child sexual abuse in the country. Based on the latest figures, 1 in every 100 Filipino children experience online sexual abuse. PBBM said he feels a deep sense of shame over the rise of these cases. He pushed the concerned agencies to strengthen their efforts in fighting and eliminating cases of online child sexual abuse.
Oo, grabe kasi sinasabi nga nila, 'di ba, since last year, if I'm not mistaken, ang Pilipinas daw ay considered hotspot, no, pagdating nga dito sa mga online na sexual abuse.
Ay madaming transnational cases where sometimes your own parents, parents mismo ng bata ang nagbebenta online by selling content to foreigners, no? It's really disturbing na there are sick people like this who exist, 'di ba, na your own children or even just innocent little children.
Dapat nga ikaw yung magulang, ikaw yung relative, dapat kumbaga safe yung feeling ng bata kapag kasama ka.
Dapat
pero
sa mga
ngayon nag-iisa sila sa mga nagiging predator.
Dapat yung mga umaabuso sa bata ilagay sa general population sa prison. Tingnan natin kung di kayo bumait.
Okay, naintindihan natin, masama yung loob ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Ano, sabi niya, nalungkot siya. At
shame.
kailangan,
He feels a deep sense of shame.
Oo, yun ang sinasabi niya. Pero aside from that, ano dapat ang gawin, di ba? So we demand accountability doon sa mga may kasalanan. And of course, ang tawag doon, palakasin pa. 'Di ba, yung how we can curb itong situation na ito by making laws or yung full implementation.
We actually, before we go on to the next, we actually have laws already in place. Ang nagiging issue is nahuhuli lang natin yung mga nagbebenta ng content here. Ang problema, wala tayong sakop sa bumibili ng content abroad.
Yun,
and as long as there's a demand for this ridiculous
yung
content
Yung mga
here,
nanonood, yung mga
then
parokyano.
there will always
consumers.
hangat may parokyano, there will always be somebody selling. Diba? So we have to find a way to bridge that gap.
Exactly. So kung meron pa tayong oras sa susunod natin mga episodes this week, mas pag-usapan natin ng malalim yung usapin na yan dahil talagang seryoso yan. For the meantime, let's continue with our countdown. Coming in at our top 5, lawmakers grilled the Social Welfare Department over its supposed secret programs. Senator Coco Pimentel questioned the Ayuda sa Kapos ang Kita program or AKAP. Pimentel asked how did it become a national program when it did not pass through Congress. Recall that the DSWD did not include the program in its budget proposal in 2024. Secretary Rex Gatchalian explained that they had long wanted a program for those on the borderline of poverty. He added that AKAP was able to help some 700,000 beneficiaries, but he leaves the decision to Congress in terms of its continuation. Yeah, I remember nagkaroon din ng issue dyan, di ba?
Yeah.
Early this year, di ba,
Early
yung
this year.
sila, Senator Amy Marcos, na ginamit daw yung kanyang signature para mapasama itong AKAP program na ito at hindi daw nila alam. So, well, in essence naman, on other issue, makikita mo na lahat naman talaga ng department, ng ahensya ng gobyerno, ginigrill doon sa mga budget na, yung mga proposed budget for them. And this time around, it's DSWD.
Ang kine-question kasi sa DSWD, of course, yan ang mandate nila, di ba, is to give, magbigay na ayuda sa mga nangangailangan. So what the Senate wants lang is full transparency because they want to determine if the programs, all the programs that DSWD has, kung may nag-overlap doon.
Yes.
Kasi if there's an overlapping programs, pwedeng
Sayang naman yung budget na yun para
pwedeng
sa iba
tanggalin mo
pa.
yung programang nag-overlap, put that budget into programs that are existing already.
Exactly.
Diba? Like yung Pantawid Pamilya program, pwedeng i-expand yun ng mas at sabi nila iba kasing programa. No, amend the rules sa Pantawid Pamilya program.
Pero
diba?
sinasabi nga dito ni Senator Win Gatchalian, hindi Senator Win Gatchalian, DSWD Rex Gatchalian. Diba? Sabi niya, marami nga daw natulungan itong AKAP program na ito, pero binibigay niya pa rin yung desisyon, diba, sa Senate kung aprubahan ba nila to or hindi.
We don't deny naman na may na effective yung programs. It's just that gusto lang ng Senate to check kung ano yung overlapping para tipid yung budget.
Exactly. Alright, sige, let's continue with our countdown.
Coming at the fourth spot is a question from Senator Bato de la Rosa. Are bald men qualified for hair follicle test? The bald senator asked this during the Senate hearing on the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, or PDEA's proposed 2025 budget. An individual using drugs like cocaine can be detected by examining their hair through the hair follicle test. PDEA Director General Moro Virgilio Lasso said that the test is not just limited to hair on the head. However, the agency admitted that they are not yet capable of conducting a hair follicle test, but they are already developing it.
Anong tawag din sa test? Sabi mo muna.
Hair follicle test.
Hair follicle.
Oh.
So, bakit tatanungin mo pag kalbo pwede? Ang kalbo ba may buhok?
Usually kasi, may mga
nakakatawa lang kasi.
Hindi, may mga kalbo kasi may mga kalbo na may follicles pa.
Yung may stubbles.
Pero tulad yung kay Senator Bato, wala na yun kasi 'di ba, ang
makinis na yun.
kasi 'di ba, we nagpapa-treatment tayo ng hair and we all know naman na pag makintab na daw ang buhok,
Wala nang pag-asa.
buhok tuloy yung scalp, wala na mabasa. Kaya yun.
Sobrang natawa ako.
Actually, si Senator
Pero pwede daw sa iba, di ba?
Pero valid ang question ni Senator Bato.
Pag sa kalbo daw.
Pag sa kalbo pwede because may kilikili hair ka naman eh.
Oh, pwede.
May hair pa daw
Pero
siya.
sabi naman sa kanya, basta pag ginupit na yun o shinave na yun, baliwala na.
Oo, because the time you are taking drugs, kailangan existing yung buhok na yun doon. So, yun ang iaano doon.
So may brand pala yung sabihin ko sana, yung sabon, bawal siya mag-fire follicle test.
Di ba si si Senator Bato daw, nag-joke pa siya daw si Mr. Clean.
Sorry.
Pareho silang, pareho sila na buhok sa ganun, di ba, si Mr. Clean?
Uy, ba't mo sinabi yung brand? Ito naman, di ko naman sinabi.
Wala na nga Mr. Clean ngayon. It's just a meme na lumalabas. Tsaka, tipid daw siya sa shampoo.
Let's continue with our countdown. Moving over now to our top 3. Si Diego kasi, nako. PAOK is on the lookout for 3 alleged Pogo Big Bosses. These are Duaren Wu and Zhang Ji, who are now in Singapore, and Huang Ziyang, who is believed to have been staying in Hong Kong. PAOK says they have secured passports in at least 6 countries. They were also able to buy land and other properties abroad. The 3 so-called Pogo Big Bosses are now under Interpol Blue Notice. Ito ang sinasabi ko rin,
Baka mga big boss yan, ha?
Oo, tsaka yung daddy dapat.
Daddy.
Yung supposedly daddy ni Alice.
Hoy, pero medyo umiinit ata sa Senate ngayon, Angel. Don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Brunch here on One News. Good morning sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin. Pasensya na, hindi masyado makabati, pero medyo siksik tayo kasi today.
Yes,
but
because
rest
of the
assured,
Senate hearing.
we see your comments.
Thank you so much for joining us pa rin, diba, today. Okay,
Alright.
sige. Let's continue with our countdown.
Straight on to our second spot, former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque maintains that he is not a fugitive. Roque says he was being attacked for supposedly spreading a fake video of President Marcos. Roque has been cited in contempt by Congress for his failure to submit documents in relations to Pogos. He said he would only surrender and submit these documents if asked by the Supreme Court. In response, Congressman Johnny Pimentel denies politicizing Roque's case. Pimentel says the House of Representatives will continue to look for Roque. The House may also ask the Immigration Bureau to to issue a whole departure order against Roque. Well, he's not a fugitive naman talaga. It's just may arrest order sa kanya for
Contempt,
the hearing. And this arrest warrant or contempt was only active until the Quadcom is in session, di ba? Habang naghi-hearing sila. Tapos terminated na lahat.
Sabi nga niya dun sa kanyang Facebook Live, may freedom is important to me, yun ang sabi niya.
Fair naman Kung gusto kasi ng mga ibang representatives na to get to the bottom of this, have several lawyers kasuhan si Attorney Roque. So that the Senate now, pag nag-present ng evidence, they will be compelled to request yung paperwork ni Harry Roque. Saan nga galing ang pera mo? Pero
questionable daw kasi yung wealth ni Harry Roque.
Pero kasi
before the Pogo link, parang 1 point something million lang yung pera niya.
Tapos he sold property daw.
125 million na.
Because he sold property.
Something to that effect,
60 million ata, 64 million. And then, but he sold property, ang hinihinging document is yung deed of sale. But siyempre, since wala naman case si Attorney Roque, I think at this point, prerogative niya yun kung ayaw niya ilabas.
Ngayon, tas diba, I was asking, kasi kasama dun sa mga documents na hinihingi ng Quadcom Committee from spokesperson Harry Roque, former spokesperson Harry Roque, yung medical certificate.
Medical certificate ng asawa.
So, sabi ko, bakit? Anong kinalaman nun? So, when we were able to talk to Representative Abante, di ba sinabi niya, kasi nga, ini-invite pala nila yung asawa.
Tapos may sakit daw?
Harry Roque, at lagi daw may sakit. So, they needed to see, di ba, yung medical certificate. Kasi, bakit? Anong importansya nung asawa ni Harry Roque dito in all of this? No, kasi if you can remember, for context lang, yung asawa ni Attorney Harry Roque, ang pangalan niya si Myla Roque, ay supposedly nakapirma doon sa, may participation siya, di ba, signature doon sa lease contract, doon sa bahay nila sa Tuba Benguet. Which in fact, doon nahuli yung dalawang Chinese nationals na na-link sa Pogo several months ago. That's why, sabi niya, they want to talk to her as well.
That's right.
So, and other than that, maraming mga documents ang hihingi sa kanya kay Harry Roque, kay Attorney Harry Roque. And sabi naman niya, I will only give this kung ang Supreme Court na magsabi sa akin na importante at ibigay ito sa Quadcom Committee. Yun ang sinasabi niya. Other than that, sabi niya, ayaw daw niya muna umattend ng hearings because nakita daw niya yung mga di ba, na-cite in contempt siya, 24 hours siya nagstay sa detention facility ng Congress, di ba? Tapos sinasabi niya, kangaroo court yan di ba? Pag di nila gusto yung naririnig nila, sinasabi nila, sinungaling na, yung mga ganon. So, tingnan natin. Kasi no, over the weekend, sabi ko, ano ba, meron na naman mga mangyayari ng weekend. Kasi sabi nila, fugitive daw si
Tsaka medyong this last few days, parang ang contempt order, parang nagiging sunod-sunod na pagbabato sa mga resource person, nagiging common na. So, parang nawawala ang effect niya for some. Mga iba, very daring. Sige, cite me in contempt. Go. Kaysa magsalita ako at babanggain ko yung mga malalaking tao, siguro yan ang mindset nila. But anyway... Ang
inaabangan pa rin ngayon, of course, syempre, merong Senate hearing na nangyayari at nakita nga natin ang attendance doon. Of course, sila dismiss Mayor Alice Go, you have Cassandra Ong, you have yung Catherine, yung kanyang staff, sino pa ba? Yung Suwal Pangasinan Mayor, di ba, nandoon din. And ang inaabangan ngayon din, dun sa mangyayaring Congress hearing naman, yung sa Quadcom nila, kung iimbitahan or kung dadating doon, papayagan pumunta si Alice Go doon. Kasi meron silang request for that. Okay, sige, let's continue with our countdown. Ano ba number 1 natin? Remaining at the top spot is BRP Teresa Magbanua. Some crew members of the ship had to improvise their food intake as their supplies depleted in 5 months. Their food and water supply became scarce after China kept on blocking the Philippine Coast Guard's resupply missions. The crew members were only eating lugaw or porridge for the past 3 weeks. One of the crew members also said that they were drinking droplets of water from their air conditioner just to be hydrated. They are already in Palawan where they are receiving proper medical treatment.
Nakakaawa talaga. Isipin mo, sumisilbi ka sa bayan mo, pinapainom ka tubig ng aircon, tsaka ulan.
Diba? Kasi nga, di ba, for the longest time, since naka-station yung Teresa Magbanua na yan, hindi makalagpas yung mga tauhan natin for the resupply mission.
There was just one resupply that happened. It was an airdrop. pero konti lang ate
Nagkagulo din yun eh, di ba?
konti lang daw ang napadala sa airdrop na yun. Di ba, ito ba yung pinagkakakuhanan daw ng Chinese Coast Guard, yung ibang na airdrop?
Yung iba di ba?
Oo,
So,
yung iba.
kaya nga sinasabi nila, parang, ano ba, puro salita na lang ba tayo dito sa nangyayari dito sa West Philippine Sea? And of course, the timing of pag-pull out ng Teresa Magbanua dyan sa Escoda Shoal is also being questioned because this is right after the BCM na nangyari between China and the Philippines. Pero ang sinasabi, of course, ng PCG through their spokesperson, Commodore J. Tariela,
May replacement naman daw.
may replacement daw na paparating. Hindi lang nila sasabihin kung saan at kung kailan because that's their operation details. Pero yun nga sinasabi, of course, yung parang concern din natin, di ba, na inalis doon yung sa Escoda Shoal si Teresa Magbanua. Yan ang isa sa biggest natin na ship, di ba, sa Philippines.
Together with BRP Melchor Aquino.
Oo,
But
diba?
we cannot deploy kasi Melchor Aquino because critical din yung Melchor
Yes, of
Aquino
course.
sa ibang pwesto.
It will send Pero what I'm trying to say here, hindi nga natin mapalampas yung resupply mission eh. Ngayon, inalis mo ngayon si Teresa Magbanua nang hindi pa dumadating yung supposedly kapalit mo doon. 'Di ba? So paano makakapwesto ulit 'yun? 'Yun ang aantayin natin.
Kasi I don't think Teresa Magbanua could have waited any longer. It's just that sana mas dumating mas maaga yung replacement. Problema, hindi ata makalusot sa mga
That's my point.
patrolling Chinese Coast Guard. But kasi nung binaba na yung mga members ng Coast Guard natin, medyo naka-stretcher ng iba. Medyo
Kawawa naman.
malala na ang kalagayan nila. You have to remember yung mga umiinom po ng tubig aircon. Yung aircon may ano yan, may freon. That is freon. So yung droplets nun, not only is it dirty kasi it comes from the filter of the aircon, madaming bacteria po yan, may chemicals na rin yun. But instead of dying of thirst, they had to make do with what they had there. Plus yung tubig ulan.
Kaya mamatay sila talaga sa
kasi
dehydration.
yung desalination,
Dehydrated na talaga
that's
sila.
right. Yung desalination system ng Teresa Magbanua po nasira. Yung desalination system kasi humihigop ng tubig dagat, making it into potable water for the crew. And they don't have that. And they've been eating lugaw daw for the longest time. So walang nutrition.
Alam naman natin kung ano, masarap ang lugaw, pero
Ang
for
tanong-
everyday, it's not advisable.
Ang tanong is, bakit ganito ang naging sitwasyon ng mga crewmen natin for the longest time? Bakit nung maaga pa lang nakita nila na hindi na nila kayang bigyan ng sustenance or ng aid ang mga ito, bakit hindi kaagad ginawa ng paraan? So matagal na pala nangyari ito. Dapat pinadala na kaagad ang assistance ng ship that could replace Teresa Magbanua.
Oo,
So
para
that
hindi
you can
umabot sa
rescue.
ganito.
At the very least, ano ba? Yung
Palitan lang yung tao, di ba?
China is claiming to be our friend and one of the
Pero they let
big
this
brothers in
happen.
Asia. Pero yung mga little brothers nila nagkakasakit, hahayaan nila ng ganyan.
Exactly.
How much longer will the Philippines stand idly by? Yung napuputulan ng daliri, may nagkakasakit, winawasak ang barko natin. Yan ba ang trato ng isang
Friend.
kaibigan, ng isang friend? Kung may ganyan akong friend, goodbye.
Friendship over, di ba? FO na tayo.
Hindi doesn't mean mag-aaway tayo o war, pero tama na.
Exactly. Pero yun nga sinasabi nila, di ba? Baka naman mangyari din ito dun sa Scarborough Shoal noong 2011, if I'm not mistaken.
Ginawa ni
Umalis
Pinoy.
tayo, tapos bigla na sila nagkaroon ng mga reclamation activities doon. Pero ang sinabi naman nila, it's going to be hard because ang Escoda Shoal ay malaking lugar yan di ba? At maraming entry and exit points. So parang it would, parang ang sinasabi nila, binubuo ito parang isang Manila, Caloocan, yung lugar
Hindi,
na
parang
yun. If you want to take a whole picture,
parang square, 140 square, parang nautical, basta may sukat siya. It's bigger than most cities in the metro. Ang only city that is bigger down than Escoda Shoal is Quezon City. But rather, mas malaki po to sa Manila, mas malaki sa Caloocan lahat. Twice daw ng Caloocan ang Escoda Shoal.
Yes.
So, and plus yung limited number of vessels natin sa Coast Guard makes it very difficult for us to establish a strong position in the area.
Hindi ko pa nga napapanood yung pero I saw some clips at saka yung mga captions sa social media, sa X particularly. In-interview kasi si Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro sa 60 Minutes. And hindi ko pa masyado napanood yung lahat-lahat nung interview na yun. Pero may mga nakita doon, tinanong siya about, of course, itong Teresa Magbanua, tinanong siya about yung BRP Sierra Madre, diba? At sinasabi nga niya doon, pag yun ang ginalaw na ng China, ibang usapan na yun kasi naka-station yun.
Naka-station
diba?
yan.
So it's about, it's issue about sovereignty, territory, di ba? Kasi
Yes.
nakaposisyon yun tas gagalawin mo.
And that's a commissioned Navy vessel.
Exactly. Tapos, of course, yung US intervention, mga nabanggit din doon. So, I've yet to watch the full interview bago ko pa makwento sa'yo. May panoorin natin yung 60.
Tsaka may mga agreement kasi sa dagat, sa sea amongst nations na if it's a gray ship or a Navy vessel, he cannot board this Navy vessel.
Yes.
You have to respect its position. So that's why madami nagtatanong, bakit hindi nyo na lang i-decommission to, gawin yung civilian para pag sinugod ng Chinese Coast Guard, may kaso tayo sa ano. Pero ang explanation nito, by letting it remain a commissioned vessel, it is protected by these rights and agreements among nations.
Basta, eto lang ang sinasabi ko sa'yo. Since April, dinala doon ng Teresa Magbanua kasi may mga nababalitaan na mga gagawin ng mga reclamation activity
Yes.
ang China doon. Ngayon, walang tao doon. Hopefully, makabalik yung sinasabi nila, makapunta doon yung sinasabi nilang temporary na magagawa ng maritime patrols doon sa area. Other than that, baka, diba, malusutan na naman tayo, hindi na naman tayo makapwesto dyan. Ang mandato, sinasabi ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos to increase our presence there. Ngayon pa lang, for the last 7 days, nag-i-increase na ang presence ng mga Chinese vessels doon. Diba? Bakit?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oo. Pero abangan po ninyo ha.
Di na
Ongoing
nakasalita.
pa rin yung Senate hearing. Diba? On the fake identity of Alice Go and his
Bring out
supposed
your,
alleged ties sa Pogo.
Bring out your popcorn and watch the show.
Meron
Right.
kami ditong Cropek.
Cropek, okay.
Thank you sa mga sumubaybay sumama sa atin today.
And that wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again tomorrow. I'm Angela-Lagunzad Castro.
And I'm Angelo Castro III. We are One News,
all sides, all the
time.
Do it.